Hey everyone, I decided I wanted to make a short video today, aside from the shorts and stuff that I normally make, because I want to comment, speak on the things that have been happening in regards to how people are responding to people with opinions that they don't agree with. This whole time, what a lot of people haven't realized is that everything's being run by the loudest fraction of a percent online who comments all the time, posts all the time, says all kinds of extremely ridiculous, hateful things, and points all kinds of fingers and calls a whole bunch of people, racist, bigots, and everything else. The fact of the matter is, that is not the majority. They have created their own online safe spaces, and they use those areas as their own personal echo chamber, and occasionally those echo chambers spill out. We'll get a sense of what these people are talking about. But the fact of the matter is, when you start going after these people that are either right-wing or that, they just say things that you don't agree with, as soon as you start name-calling and all the other stuff, you're gonna realize that you are not the majority. Most people do not agree with you. If you're gonna go and attack, Asmongold, Tectone, these people who have things to say, and they make sense to the majority, you're gonna get backlash. When you say something that is inflammatory, or when you say something that demeans somebody's character, you're now pursuing legal troubles. It's not worth it. Okay? Whatever your opinion is, you need to learn how to control yourself. You think you're a voice for good, but all you're actually doing is solidifying people's distrust in you. Yes, you're going to have your select few, safe followers that are going to, Hassan you and all that other stuff. They're just going to kiss your ass on everything that they can touch. But the bulk of the people are thinking for themselves, regardless of what that is. I tend to watch Asmongold videos pretty regularly simply because his take on almost everything is to the point. His take on everything is the reason why Trump got into office twice. His take is why, Los Angeles might be flipping to red, and all of these things that just can't happen are happening, is because people are sick and tired of feeling like they're the enemy constantly. They're the enemy constantly for being not abnormal. They're the enemy constantly for being not some way that you feel like they should be. The Oppression Olympics are going out. It's as simple as that. And I say that as somebody that has, a panic disorder and has, other things that are going on. I don't use that to define me, and I don't use that to push some sort of weird agenda. I can bring attention to it. I can advocate for it. But I do not have to go and step on other people's toes in order to get there. You gotta back off. You gotta back off if you want to be in your little echo circle and cheer and chant and protest and do whatever you want to do. That's fine. But when you try to come at a large creator, no matter who it is, no matter what side you're coming from, you're gonna get backlash, and you're gonna get a lot of backlash because they did not build that audience that they have off of nothing. Just take it with a grain of salt. You can do whatever you want to do. That's the world we live in. You can do anything you want to do. But there's going to be repercussions. There's always going to be repercussions. First Amendment protects you from the government, chasing after you for your speech, but that doesn't stop somebody else from taking it into their own hands, whether or not that's legal. In this case, when you're trying to start some sort of Twitter war where you're going back and forth with whatever the hell you're trying to go back and forth with, you're going to have problems. There's going to be backlash, and then you're going to turn your comments off, and you're going to make some excuse about it. And when you have done that, you have damaged your own appearance. You've damaged the way people are going to treat you and look at you. You have damaged your own credibility. When you can no longer stand up and speak for yourself and speak on the things that you believe in, what is that left with? Why should we listen to somebody who can't even articulate what their problem is without name calling, without pointing at somebody being, akin to Hitler? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, and it's counterintuitive for anybody that's pursuing this. I would highly recommend, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Asmongold's content when he takes one of you and just runs you through the mud. It is the funniest thing to me, because you end up looking like an absolute idiot. You end up saying something that is going to get you drug through the mud, that could potentially lead to other aspects of your life. This is their world. Until you're a part of their world, you should probably leave it alone. It might not be worth it. Just take a step back and think, if I post this, what do I get out of it? A couple people agree with me on whatever platform it is? I don't know. Is it Blue Sky? Is it X? Is it Reddit? Sure, somebody might agree with you. But when you deactivate your comments, we know that most of them are not agreeing with you. And then when you deactivate your comments, and your reply to deactivating your comments is that you're not going to put up with this kind of rhetoric, that you're not going to put up with this kind of hate, that you're not going to put up with whatever, what are you going to put up with? If you cannot hold yourself in the fight, you should not be fighting. It's that simple. It's that simple. I remember, my son would ask if he could swear or something like that. I told him no, because he's still too young for that. But when he was asking about people that would say offensive stuff, because at school, a lot of the students that are around him would say offensive things, and he'd ask, why is it a problem, or why is it, this or that. And I was like, it's a problem because it upsets people. And he's like, okay, well, can, we say things like that? Absolutely not. Why not? Well, because it's insensitive, and because you could end up having problems. You could end up facing ramifications if you use some sort of negative epithet, slur, whatever you want to call it. And he's like, that's weird because they say it all the time. And I was like, well, you know what? To be completely honest, you could say whatever you want to whoever you want, as long as you can fight. And in this case, when you go on to X, and you go on to Reddit, and you go on to anything else, and you go and make videos on YouTube, and you do all this other stuff, and then you immediately shut down, and you immediately cry that you're the victim, and that you're all this other stuff, you lost. You picked a fight, and you couldn't fight. It's as simple as that. And what's funny is that Asmon's not even trying to do it. He doesn't have to. Everything that Asmon says, everything that Tectone says, everything that everybody else says, it stands on its own 2 feet by itself without any sort of assistance. He is saying what people are thinking. He is saying what is biological truth. He is saying what is actual truth. He is saying real life statistics and real life problems, and he's stating everything as it is. One of the biggest things that you are going to come across, one of the biggest problems that you're going to come across in this world is what's called suicidal empathy. And when you feel like you are when you base everything off of emotions instead of reality and instead of fact, you're always going to end up on the wrong side. You're always going to have a bad time. You're never going to come out on top. You can't. The only option for you is to name call, is to try and attack, is to do some other thing, because your words and your information cannot stand on its own. So just think about it. Think about it before you decide that you want to reach out and you want to start attacking one of these content creators, these people that are in it, these people that make a living doing it. I don't make a living doing this stuff. I don't want to come on here and start bashing people. Why? Because if I do that, all I'm doing is painting a target on myself, and it's not going to be a good target. It is going to be a negative target. Considering the kind of content I make, which is firearms content, I don't know if you can see that or not, I make firearm content. I already have people that don't like it. Just because it exists. So, I do not need to go and draw more negative attention to myself. I do not need to go and draw more bullshit onto myself. Because you might think you're getting engagement, but what you're actually getting is a world where you can no longer function. A world where you have to delete accounts, where you have to deactivate your Facebook account. You have to deactivate your YouTube account. You have to delete everything. You have to try and go into hiding and hope that people aren't going to mess with you. It's the world we live in. It's unfortunate, but that's how it goes. Just stop. Just stop. Not everything needs to have some sort of warrior come to it. Just stop. It'll be okay. Asmongold, keep doing what you're doing. Tectone, doing what you're doing. That's all I got.